Welcome to Upper Lafayette on the Move. I'm Jan Swift. Today's guest is Skyra Rito, the new Executive Director of Lafayette Community Healthcare Clinic. Skyra?
Nice to see you, Jan.
It's a pleasure to have you on this show.
Thank you.
Skyra's a buddy of mine. I've known her through the Light Center, and she just took the new position as Executive Director of the clinic. And so today is going to be a chance to let the community get to know you, your volunteer work, your experience, and the needs of the healthcare clinic. So we'll have plenty of time to talk about all this. So,
sounds great.
Yeah, why don't you tell us first where you grew up, where you went to school, early career.
Okay. I actually was born and raised in Carencro, Louisiana.
Good.
I went to Carencro High School. So I am from North Lafayette. Right out of high school, I actually joined the Navy. So I always knew since I was in the 6th grade that I wanted to be in the Navy.
You did?
Always, always. I wanted to actually be a fighter pilot.
Wow.
That was a dream of mine.
Oh.
When I got to the station, they were like, "You're a little too short."
You have to be a certain height?
You have to be a certain height. There are height restrictions.
You have to see over the wheel?
Yeah. And well, yes, among other things. There are a lot of qualifications for that. So I definitely wanted to work around aircraft after that. So my actual job when I was in the military was I was an aviation ordnanceman, which means I was responsible for bombs, rockets, guns.
Wow.
So
Where?
My first tour of duty was in Japan. So I was stationed there for 2.5, 3 years.
So cool.
It was great, great experience. And then from there, I got to visit a lot of different countries out there. So Guam, Singapore, Hong Kong,
Oh, I've never
Thailand.
seen that.
I've been, it's such an amazing experience being in the military.
Wow.
And then San
Did that
Diego.
change your accent? Did you
Yes,
leave?
it did. That's
you
what
know,
my family told me when I would call back to speak to them. They'd be like, "You just sound so different."
And they sounded different too, I
They
bet.
did.
Because you realize, oh, we are Southern.
Yes.
That's nothing wrong with that. It's
No,
good.
it's not. And a lot of my friends in the military, they would be surprised when they'd hear me speak on the phone because they would tell me my accent would change from when I would talk to them as opposed to when I was speaking to my family back home.
Right.
So it was definitely a little bit different. But
So you were in the military for 7 years?
I did 5 years active and then 2 years as a reservist.
I wanted to get in a question about that. I think the military, the service, whether it's the Navy, Army, Air Force, Marines, I think that's a great career choice for kids. I don't want to see them hurt in war. I mean, I'm really a pacifist at heart. I think we can work out things better than, you know, history has shown. But
Of course.
I have hope. But I also think the military is great because it pays for your education and all. What did you get out of being in the military?
So one of the main things I wanted to do besides be a pilot was travel. I wanted to see the world. You know, the world is your oyster type thing. So you get to travel a lot. You meet people from different walks of earth. You get to kind of experience their perspective of life and how they live and how they interact with people. So that was a really big thing for me. Another thing was education-wise. So when I was honorably discharged in 2009 and I came back home and I went to UL to get a
That's
degree
when
in
you
public.
went?
Yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
did. Actually, it started till 2010, but they paid for my entire education. I didn't have to come out of pocket for anything.
So you didn't need TOPS?
I did not need TOPS.
Wow.
The military paid for it all, and it went straight to the school.
Family was glad you were safe.
Absolutely.
And then also happy that you weren't having to ask them for help and get loans and all.
No.
That's great.
It was amazing. That was one of the really great benefits of being in the military was that component. And you also get to take classes while you're in there. So you can get your degree for free while you're there.
Yeah.
And they allow you to transfer your Montgomery GI Bill, which is the education bill that they use to pay for your education. You can transfer that to your kids if you don't use it. They started that right after I got out. So I didn't get the opportunity to do that.
But still, you were given so much.
Yes, but I mean, if there's anyone who's interested, that is a great avenue for them to consider.
You like the Navy?
I loved it. I loved it. One of the greatest experiences of my life, meeting those different people and getting their perspectives. It allowed me to bring that back here to Lafayette. So I loved
cool.
it.
Yeah. So what'd you do? Were you working at the Light Center when you were in school, or?
So when I was in school, my first year, I actually thought I wanted to be a librarian because I'm a huge literature. I love literature. I love classic literature. I love English. I love reading. I love writing. So I was thinking I want to go to school for English. I want to do literature. I want to be a librarian. I want to work in a library.
That would be fun. I love to read.
So my first year, I actually worked at the South Regional Library branch on Johnson Street.
Oh, the new one.
I did.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, no, I don't
want
to
to
be a librarian. I want to interact more with people on a different level.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
changed.
You have to be quiet in the library.
Yes, you do. And it's not one of my attributes. So I switched my major to public relations. And while I was actually a full-time student, I worked at LUS Fiber. So they had posted a position for a sales and marketing analyst, and I wasn't qualified yet. So I actually called like 4 or 5 times. I was like, do you guys need an intern? I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free. And I kept calling, and finally they were like, just come in.
Yeah,
so I started working there for free and interning, and after 2 months, they're like, well, we'll pay you. Would you like to work here for us? And so I interned there for my entire 2.5 years. While I was getting my degree at UL.
You work with Amy?
I worked with Amy Broussard.
Yeah.
She was great. She was great.
They're a great team there.
Yes, they are.
I know she's moved on, but she did a lot of the early work.
She did. And I consider her one of my really great professional mentors.
Yeah.
She kind of kick-started my career. She showed me a whole lot.
Yeah.
I love working with her.
Then you moved to Light.
Then I moved to Light.
Light Center.
I did, and I started working under Aaron Marietta.
And that's where we met.
Yes, it is.
It's a great venue for events. It's really just
It's an amazing
high-end.
Organization. A lot of people don't even understand the asset value to Lafayette. So it was created by a group of progressive leaders here in the community who wanted to make Lafayette a technology hub center. Right. And that's kind of why Light was created. And they do a lot of amazing things there that people don't even know about. I don't know how much detail you want me to get into with that.
Just a little bit, because I want to get into what you do.
Okay.
But I just think the Light Center is underutilized and not really understood for what it is. So
it's really not.
Yeah.
So one of the main components of Light and what we provide is that we have a product development team, and they essentially create training simulation video games for the energy sector in our community. So instead of them sitting in a classroom and learning through PowerPoint and textbook, they actually get to learn via video games, which is higher retention. I mean, this is something you do at home. It's just a different way to teach and to learn.
And then it keeps safety, like it helps companies keep their employees safe.
So it takes you from the classroom and puts you actually into the work environment.
Like simulated.
Yes, so you're in the work environment. You're seeing the dangers, the sights, the sounds.
Yeah.
You get to experience it on a different level.
Well, cool. So I wanted to ask a little bit too about your volunteer work, because I know you're active with the 705.
Yes.
You do a lot outside of work in your spare
do.
time, which is not, I know you probably don't have much spare time, but
we all wish we had more time, right?
You're still active with the 705,
I am.
the Young Business Group.
So I've been on the board of directors for the past 2 years. And I love the 705 has been a really great support system and foundation for me, especially coming back to the Lafayette community and trying to get integrated and engaged. So I've been serving there. Right now I'm in the professional development chair, so we're revamping that. It's a really great. One of the really main programs that I run for them is the mentorship program, which Jan, you are absolutely a part of.
Yep, I love it.
And we appreciate it.
Oh, I love it.
So we get to connect young professionals with seasoned professionals here in the community to try to create a pipeline from our young professionals to that next level of leadership here in Lafayette.
It's an honor to be a part of that. I mean, the people that y'all have gotten, I'm just in awe. Like Congressman Bustani.
We're in awe too. The way that the community has responded.
Right. Dee Stanley, Joel Robideau. It's like elected people, high-level government people, business
people.
energy.
We're trying to get someone from every industry. I mean, I don't know if you've heard of Deidre Toops. She's one of our mentors.
Yes.
She's one of the only female CEOs in the energy sector in Acadiana.
She is awesome.
And she's an amazing woman, and we were very excited to have her.
Yeah, she's really inspiring. Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, and then you're putting together the summit. I want to get in a plug for that. That's when is that going to be?
That is going to be September 10th and 11th.
And what is it for?
So I was sitting down one day and I was like, we need something a little bit new and different for our young professionals here in Lafayette. So I kind of came up with the idea to launch a young professionals conference here in Lafayette.
You're teaching etiquette, I know.
Yes,
you contacted
you're
one of my
teaching
friends.
etiquette.
Yeah.
So we have different, I guess, tracks for them. So we have a social community aspect, we have a business and finance, professional development, and our theme is entrepreneurship, which is helping individuals innovate organizations from within the company
So
itself.
IN.
So IN instead of EN, correct.
Entrepreneur, I like that.
Yes. So we're trying to make it regional. So we're reaching out to organizations in Texas, in Oklahoma, in Alabama, in Mississippi.
Is there a Facebook site or anything where people can get information
We're
on that?
actually we're launching the website this week, and it's going to be Young Professionals Gulf Coast YPSummit.com.
Gulf Coast YPSummit.com. And people can register online?
Yes, they can.
Because it sounds like a good event just to get a diverse background on, you know, presenting yourself.
Yes, there are a lot of different
smart choices for business.
How to manage your money, what type of business etiquette manners you would need, how to get civically engaged and create civic innovation. A lot of different really great topics for them to choose from.
Yeah. Good. And you're in Lafayette leadership with Elsa, my
I
assistant.
am.
Yeah, so you're busy.
I am just a little bit.
So you had time, though, to take this new position, which is exciting.
Yes.
With the Lafayette Community Healthcare Clinic. And that's why we're really here today, but I wanted to let people get to know you and your vivacious spirit. But tell me about the healthcare clinic. It's on Jefferson Street.
Yes.
Right by downtown, kind of near Borden's.
Correct.
And it serves
So
the
we
working
uninsured.
class uninsured.
That is correct. So we provide a really niche kind of mission to the community. So there are those who are uninsured and are not working, and then there are those who are able to afford insurance on their own. And there is that little small segment of our population who are working and really can't, right. And they kind of fall between the cracks.
They do.
And we really wanted to make sure that they had a place to go and they were getting quality health care here in Lafayette. So that's how and why the clinic was formed.
It's just, when I first found out about it, I guess it was 5 years ago, I saw the typical, patient that they help. And it was me, like the, middle-aged woman, just made enough to pay bills, but not for extras such as her own health care.
Correct.
It was like a 52-year-old female with children that was trying to make all ends meet.
Right.
And didn't make enough to pay premiums, but didn't qualify for Medicaid.
Exactly. And a lot of the time people don't even realize that we also serve young people, like young entrepreneurs who are just starting out.
They
who
don't
are
have
contracting.
insurance. They have to have it now.
Right, they're working, but they're uninsured.
Yeah.
And I mean, even with the Affordable Care Act, I mean, they still fall between the cracks because either they can't afford the premiums or they can't afford the deductibles and the medication. And we provide everything for them for free. As long as they're qualified and they're eligible to receive services, they don't pay anything.
The clinic is so nice. I mean, it's beautifully kept. It's the old St. Bernadette's, right?
The old St. Anne's Infirmary.
St. Anne's Infirmary, excuse me. Because I know a lot of people that have grown up here in Lafayette. Some of my friends, they were born there.
Yes.
It's just beautiful to walk through and see
Yes.
the little rooms and think about what it was like.
Actually, one of our
way
board
back.
members, Dr. Jennifer Jackson, she was actually born there.
She was?
Yes.
Jennifer, wow.
She was.
Yeah.
Which was really great.
That is cool. So y'all provide healthcare, like basic, I know you help a lot of diabetics and people with chronic health issues.
So we have a gynecology clinic, we have a general healthcare clinic, we also have a dental program inside of our clinic as well.
Which is critical. I mean, I think so many people don't take care of their teeth because it's just a luxury for them.
And that is a partnership and collaboration with LSU. So with their dental program, they're housed inside of our clinic.
And they teach the hygienists there, right?
Yes,
There's a group that's selected every year. And
correct.
It's always great girls. I mean, I haven't seen many men. I don't mean to be sexist about that, but typically it's young females.
It is.
But I mean, it's hard to get into, and it's very well done.
It is. It's a great. We love having them there inside of our clinic. So those are on Thursday evenings.
Is that when you can get dental care on Thursday evenings?
Yes. So our clinic hours are Tuesday and Thursday evenings during the week, which is when we provide the clinic services to the population.
And they can get both health care and dental?
They can get both health care and dental, but dental is only on Thursday evenings.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you also have the pharmacy that's in partnership with Our Lady of Lourdes.
That is correct.
Yeah, and tell me about that, because that provides a lot of much needed medication.
So our pharmacy originally started out as a little small pharmacy that just provided services to our patients. But we realized there was a much greater need inside of our community, so it actually became the community pharmacy. So it's a partnership between a lot of different organizations here in the Acadiana area, but Lourdes really came in as a really big strategic collaboration and partner for us.
Very generous.
Very, very generous. They were really good. They came to the table and said, we want to make sure that we're providing services to all of those who need them in the community. So the indigent, the working uninsured, the insured who qualify for Medicaid and Medicare, they can all come to our pharmacy inside of our clinic and get free medicine.
So do people have to do a background check, like a income?
Yes, so there's an income verification,
screening?
There's an eligibility screening. So they have to be working, so they have to make a minimum of about $5,000 a year, but they can't make more than, I think it's 200% of the poverty level here in Acadiana. So I think that's about $24,000 right now.
Which is still not much for a family with children.
Yes, and it goes up from there. But we don't go on a sliding scale. As long as they qualify, they pay nothing to us at all.
Okay.
All of our services are provided for free.
And so I know for these nights, the Tuesday and Thursday sessions, it's a constant organizational, commitment to not only get the volunteer healthcare providers the doctors, the nurses,
yes,
the pharmacists
the
and
dental
all.
techs.
But you also look for sponsors to cover the cost of the session.
That is correct.
And talk about that, please, if you would.
Absolutely. So on top of all of our services, our clinic nights are run by volunteer doctors, nurses, and pharmacists, and we're very thankful to that community. The healthcare community has really stepped up and provided those for us. But in order to better serve them as well, I mean, they're taking time from their families. They don't really have time to stop and get food. We have lots of donors who sponsor the meals for them for that night.
Okay.
And the ability for us to see those patients. So providing the electricity or some of the resources that we need to host that clinic. And it costs us about $1,000 to $1,500.
That's what I'd heard, $1,500.
Correct, for us to host those clinic nights.
Underwriters for that. People will sponsor.
People will sponsor them.
An evening.
Yes, they will. And I mean, the community has really been great in sponsoring that. We have a lot of really great collaborations and partnerships for those things as well.
Is it mainly healthcare providers, or is it just business people?
It's business people. I mean, from all walks of life. Lots of restaurants, lots of law offices, individual doctors, just people wanting to help. They just come to us and say, we want to help. How can we help?
You don't have to put up the whole $1,500. You can just
correct, and it can be in kind. Like some of them give the food, and some of them do. Correct, the restaurants give the food, and some of the doctors actually give us monetary sponsorships as well. So.
But I know your board. I've looked at the list of the board members. It's chock-a-block with community leaders.
Yes, it is,
and not just doctors, but
a wide range. So we have Dr. Jennifer Jackson, who is a nutritionist here in the area, Missy V. Avenue Andrade with one Acadiana, Karen Hardy with Iberia Bank, Nick Gotchasan with Gotchasan Law Firm.
Right.
So we have a lot of really, really great people here on our board who are there to support the clinic and our mission.
Yeah. You probably haven't met some of them yet, but I know the Ramseys have been very active, you know, Bo and Jerry and Dr. Jay Collada.
And I've heard a lot about them. I haven't had a chance to meet them yet, but I mean,
it's a pleasure to know them.
It is. That's what I've heard. And I can't wait. I'm very excited to meet everyone and to step into this new role.
Right. Do you know how many people are served? I mean, do y'all keep track of all the people coming through, or is that something?
We do. On a holistic standpoint, from the dental to the medical to the pharmacy side, we serve about 1,900 to 2,200 patients a year inside of our clinic that come through our doors. And I mean, that's only a small section of the population that we can serve. So,
is there a waiting list for people that want to come in, or is it just whoever shows up?
Whoever shows up, and anyone's welcome to come in and apply to become eligible. But no, there's no waiting list. We are open to them. As long as we have patients coming through that door, we will make sure that we take care of them.
So I guess anyone that's interested, they need to go and fill out the paperwork to be, like you said, pre-qualified.
And we do those on Tuesday and Thursdays. They can come in between 3 and 5 p.m.
Before the clinic opens.
Before the clinic actually opens, and then they can do their eligibility screening. And we have eligibility specialists there to help them with that process. And it's really simple. It's really easy. They only have to bring in a few documentation, and then we can get them qualified.
Does it take long, like a turnaround, or is it a pretty quick process?
It's a pretty quick process. From what I understand, it's maybe 1 or 2 days, if that long.
So if they come before on a Tuesday, they might be able to get help.
We see them on the Thursday. That is correct.
Wow. What are some of the most common things that y'all take care of? Like what types of illnesses? Because I know when I've done the tour a few times, they talk about chronic illnesses, but do you know? Like
I know diabetes is a really big one for us that we're trying to help our patients with. Just helping them maintain their health on a regular daily basis when they're not seeing us.
Like making sure they check their blood sugar.
Yes,
and,
blood sugar, making sure that they're eating a little bit healthier, that they're moving around and exercising.
You're going to start exercise classes, Skyra?
Probably one day.
It's march in place, you know. Gosh.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Insanity fan, so.
Yeah. Well, Karen Hardy, the chair of the board, is one of my very dear friends, and I know that all the volunteers that help care so much for people that they're just under-resourced.
Yes.
I mean, they just need a hand up so that they can function.
We want to
and
make
take
sure
care
that
of
they can take care of their
themselves.
family, so that they don't have to worry about this part. So we're just trying to be that kind of foundation for them to fall back on.
Right.
As they work and try to support themselves and their families and feed them and keep a shelter over their head. They shouldn't have to worry about being healthy and where they're going to afford to get health care on top of all of the other stress.
So I guess, is the Silver Bell Soiree one of the largest fundraisers of the year, or do you just fundraise all year? Like, how does that work?
So Silver Bell Soiree is our annual really big fundraiser. It takes place in December. This year it's going to be at River Oaks.
Oh, pretty.
Yes.
Early December, right?
Early December. I think the date is December 2nd. I'm not sure, but I believe that's the date. So we're gearing up for that.
That's always a great event, from what I understand.
And we receive a lot of support from the medical community for that event. They come out, there are live and silent auctions going on. So it's really a great opportunity for the medical community to get out and support the clinic and our mission.
Well, how do people find out more about the Lafayette Community Healthcare Clinic? Where would we look to get information?
So they can go to our website. It's www.lchcc.net.
They can probably type in just Lafayette.
Lafayette Community Healthcare Clinic. You can Google it if you like. They can call. We're 593-9208 as well. Or they can also come into the clinic. We're always open and welcome to receiving people and answering any questions that they might have.
So you're open 5 days a week? Are y'all open every day for people to come in with questions? But you don't provide the services?
That's correct. The services are only on Tuesday and Thursday evenings, but the pharmacy is open every day.
Okay.
From 9 to 3 p.m. and then on Fridays from 10 a.m. to noon.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
So they get a card or something? The patients, do they get a card showing that they're eligible for the...
They go into the computer system, and then when they show up, we can just pull up their information.
And check their ID or something?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Was there anything that you wanted to get in that we haven't covered? Because I don't know if I even hit the high points. Y'all do so much, and it's just it's a really beautiful, I guess, outreach.
It is.
To people that
we just want people to be aware that we offer these services, especially the younger population of our community who are working, who may not know that this is available to them, that they have this fallback while they're trying to establish their career or trying to start their own business, that we are here for them, that we provide free medical services, and they're more than welcome to come in. Yes.
So if a young woman, let's say, is pregnant, can she come in for prenatal care? You said you had gynecological services.
Yes, that we do not provide prenatal care. That is one of the services that we do not provide
It's just more the annual physical or something.
Yes, the preventative.
Which we all love. But
yes. Well, maybe not so much.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I just think I really want to encourage people to look into this, because we all know people that just don't realize what help they can get.
That's
And
true.
it can get you through a tough time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, Skyra, I'm honored to have you here.
Thank
you. I want to wish you the best in your new position, because you're just starting, but I know that you're going to work hard, and you're excellent at networking and, as you said, facing challenges and making things happen.
I am. I'm excited about this opportunity. It's always been a dream of mine to serve my community in a more consistent capacity. So I'm excited to work in nonprofit work. That's always where I've wanted to be. That's where my heart is. So.
I knew that. And I thought when I saw that you were appointed, I just thought, this is like a new day.
It is.
For you and for the healthcare clinic. And I want to wish you the best.
Thank you so much, Jan.
Thank you for being a guest today.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank you for watching. Upper Lafayette on the Move airs the 2nd and 4th Thursday of each month at 8:30 p.m. on AOC. You can also check out our website, UpperLafayette.com, where this show and all of our shows, we have probably over 90 TV shows we've done, and it's a treasure trove of community leaders, elected officials. You can look at the interviews, and we're happy to share the resource when we have guests on. We share it with their organizations or their group, so that we can help others in the community promote what they're doing. So on behalf of my board, Upper Lafayette Economic Development Foundation, I'm Jan Swift with another episode of Upper Lafayette on the Move. Thank you.